And as someone who's a very, very, very nervous driver, when people honk at me, I cry. When I make mistakes, I get really upset. So if I ever like make a bad call and like turn too early, too late, and people like honk and are like, "F you," I'm already sobbing.
Oh, we were in the car. We were in the car when that happened once. Welcome back to Select Talk, where opposites attract. I'm Simone.
And I'm Isabella.
We're here to talk about, can you guess it? I don't know if you can because it's literally fucking random. Cars.
Life is a highway. I want to ride it all night long.
Personally, I'm very excited because I'm not going to say I know cars.
Sure.
But I know a little something about a little something. And when Isabella brought this up to me to do, I was like, absolutely. And then, you know, it would be fun. We should like take a quiz about like cars and like, you know, see our car knowledge. And Isabella goes, no. And I go, sorry, actually, I put the presentation together.
Because I don't want the people to know this about me.
You're never too young or old to learn.
Yeah, but also I don't get it. I think it's a very big societal thing. Some people grew up in families that are like cars. Vroom, 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 vroom.
Yes.
And some people grew up in families that were like,
a car gets you from A to B.
That's how I feel about cars. And people are like, what's your dream car? I'm like, whatever car is the safest. That's truly how I view the cars. So Simone knows cars, I do not. But there's this like big stigma that women love cars. What does that mean? And why do people think that? So I did some research and they were saying that basically it's because like cars could be a symbol of wealth and like status, and that is why women could potentially be attracted to someone that has a nicer car. So according to one study, basically people like rated a man's attractiveness differently based on what car he drove. These are the cars and the percentage of women that find driving this car attractive. So a pickup truck, women said 32% of women said it was attractive.
Those are the farmers only girls.
27% of women said sports cars were attractive.
27?
16% said SUVs, 11% said sedans, 9% said hybrid or electric, 4% said UPS truck, 2% said minivans, and 1% said mail trucks.
The biggest group of women.
According to one study, did not cross-reference this with anything else.
It just really surprises me that pickups are at the top of the list.
Hot or not, car edition, and the assumptions made about the people who drive these cars. Number 1, a pickup truck.
Hell no. Let me tell you the assumptions that I make as a black. I feel as though if you are driving this car, I'm not safe. I'm not going to go into detail as to why I feel like I'm not safe, but I do not feel safe around particularly. And you know what? Here's the thing. If you're a white man behind the car, you're a white man lifted up this high in the air, driving around, and then like when they have like the really, really loud engines, they press gently on the gas and it's like vroom, and it like blows black smoke out of it. Nope.
Does it do that? Not. What?
When people have pickups, they like love their pickups, so they like get all these like additions and shit. Like I hate it. But if there's any other, basically if there's anybody else driving besides a white man, I'm like, yeah, sure, like whatever.
Can we skip Audi and Prius because I don't know anything about them?
You don't know anything about a Prius or an Audi. Did you ever watch The Office?
Yeah.
Do you remember when Dwight, I think it was him that like ran somebody over in his Prius because it's so quiet because you can't hear it?
Why isn't Dwight turning around?
The Prius is silent if he keeps it under 5 miles per hour.
Oh.
That's a Prius. Like its whole thing is like it's safe, like it's really quiet, like it gets a bunch of miles to the gallon, like assumptions
is it good
about
for the environment?
Yes, it is. That's why I'm surprised that you don't know what a Prius is.
Then I'm going to say attractive.
I'm going to say no. I'm not dating a man that drives a Prius.
I shall.
It's a 0.
I love environmentally friendly. I love people that look out for the environment. Okay, an Audi.
An Audi, I am dating that man. I am dating that man. Me and that man are together. We're having kids. And I'm so sorry about it. And here's why I'll expose myself. I am a car girl. I am one of those people that loves a man with a nice car. I love it. It does something to me. You don't even have to have like the nicest car in the entire world, but how do you take care of your car? Like when I get into your car, like is there like old like McDonald's wrappers on the ground? Because that's fucking disgusting. So you could have like not the like newest, most expensive car.
I like when cars are a little old and they have character. Like you can tell they've kind of like been through the ringer. I think it's sweet.
But also, you hear how you just described it. I think it's sweet. You got to think about the type of men that I date and the type of men that you date. My boys are not boys. My boys are 56 years old. That's not true. Sorry.
A smart car.
A smart car?
Yeah.
No. Ew.
Yes.
That car is this big.
I think I'm going to say the smart car is probably one of the most attractive cars that a man could drive.
That if I saw a man hopping out of a smart car,
I would like a smart car.
the wind blows, the car is gone. But you know what? You know what I will say though.
Yeah.
Actually, I guess studies have been done to show that like the smart car is kind of like a tank. Like if you ram it into something, like it like really holds its structural integrity.
Wow.
Maybe I'm wrong though, because I think I talked hella shit about the smart car, and then someone was like, "No, actually."
I think smart cars are so cute, and they save the environment. They don't use gas, and I'm like, thank you for doing your part. That means the world to me and speaks volumes about you. Love it.
A Beetle. Yeah, no, I'm good on the Beetle. I think it's a cute car. I think it's a cute car.
So cute.
If you're 16 and this is your first car ever.
I think it's character. Cutie patootie, we're in a movie and it's character.
I love that. That's probably my favorite time you sang.
Okay, a Jeep.
I love a Jeep. But
I love a Jeep too.
But what kind of Jeep though? I know you don't know the answer to that.
What do you mean? What kind? Isn't there one kind of Jeep? And those who have Jeeps, you've heard of the Jeep wave?
I think
if you're
I
in a
have.
Jeep and another Jeep passes you, you go like this. I like there being a community. We have talked
Because
too
there's
much
just
about
no
cars.
way.
I'm like, we have to start talking about driving because I actually can't have us talking about cars for this long. So Simone, what would you say your biggest driving? Well, first of all, before we talk about our driving pet peeves, what kind of driver would you say you are?
I think that my family would say that I drive like I'm driving Miss Daisy, but I think that my family is just full of reckless people. I think I'm a moderate driver. I think I drive fast like when I feel like it, but for the most part, I'm just like, whatever, I'll just go the speed limit.
I'm a very safe driver. I'm a very slow driver. I am someone who my friends will take a picture of on the dashboard when it says like the average speed you drove at the end, and it'll be like 15, and they'll be like, this was humiliating to be a part of this experience in this car. And I just like to be safe. And also I like to wait. Like if I'm making a turn, like I'm going to wait. Like I'm not going to risk.
Okay, so then let's talk about driving pet peeves, because that's actually one of my biggest pet peeves.
Go ahead.
I dislike very deeply when we are at a four-way stop and there is a turning lane. Hear me. There's a turning lane and there's a lot of traffic, okay? And we're all just trying our best to get that left turn in. I despise so much when someone doesn't move up as if they even want to try to turn. When
like it's when it's turning like a yellow light and it's like you're starting to make the left turn.
Prep to turn.
Yeah, no, I hear you. I hear you.
Up.
Yes,
like
yes.
Even if it's not, when it's on green,
yeah,
you should be like not in the middle of the intersection, but before
pretty
the
much
white lines.
Yes,
like get in front of the white lines.
That way, when it turns red, you have to go.
And then I can be on your coattails and I can go right behind you, even though I know it's illegal. Don't care.
I just feel like driver's ed really failed us, and by us I mean me, in the sense that I don't remember learning a single thing. Well, first of all, I just remember that like everybody in my driver's ed car already knew how to drive.
Like with your learner's permit with your parents, you never drove with your parents?
Only in parking lots.
And then you just went directly into driver's ed.
Which I thought everyone did, but I was wrong. Also, driver's ed is such a unique like structure. I don't know how they did it with you, but mine was like they would put you and like 3 other of like the randomest kids from your grade in a car together. Like just a very interesting. Okay, your face is looking like you don't.
That was because the way that it worked for us. Also, Isabella's from New York. I'm from Ohio. The way that it worked for us was that you took the driver's ed class, but then you had to schedule like your driving stuff, like through the program. It was never more than one person in the car.
Oh,
and
interesting.
Even, like, no, I don't even think I ever even cross paths with the next person.
Wow.
After me.
Oh no, ours was at my high school. No. And so there was one day where you take the course, and then I think there was another day where you and 3 other kids from your high school class would get in the car together and you'd take turns, and it was so funny.
That's
and
so awkward.
They would all laugh at me because I was a bad driver, and I'd be like, I'm confused when you guys learned how to drive. Sorry, we just turned 16. I'm a baby. There was one boy in the back of my car who was a baseball player. We had barely spoken like 2 words. Like usually our car was pretty silent, but he was like, I really don't want to play baseball today. I'm really hoping it rains. And I looked up like a rain song, if you will, and I made everyone in the car hold hands and sing the rain song. And you know what? It rained. And I hope that he thinks of that when he thinks of his driver's ed
I
experience.
really, truly want to know.
I said no baseball for you.
I want to interview people that went to high school with you. That's what I want to know. What the fuck is vroom vroom? I'm looking down at the... Oh, do you mean when people rev their engines?
Yes, I do. And that's exactly what it meant. So you did know. When I am walking down the street, la 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 la, and a car passes by and is like, I sometimes start crying. I'm like, why did you do that? That was really scary. I genuinely want to know if you're a vroom vroomer. I'm not trying to attack you. I'm not trying to other you. But I'm genuinely curious. Why do you do that?
Why do you vroom vroom?
I
know a bunch of vroom vroomers.
Okay, so
I know
tell
a ton
me about it.
It's a car thing. And like also I've been in the car with someone that like him and his friends would like go out and like drive their cars together because it was a certain type of car. Think like Jeep Wrangler crew. Like imagine like a bunch of Wranglers getting around to like drive Wranglers. They would be like, I bet you can't blah blah blah, and then they would like vroom, and then to the
it's
point
not
where
safe if you're on the street. You guys go to a racetrack.
not.
I don't want
That's
you
not
putting
the-
anybody
that's the
else in
point.
danger.
they don't care that it's not safe.
Well,
And
I'm
then
telling you
also-
guys, you should care. Even if you don't care for yourself, care about the other people around you. I'm serious. I'm so serious.
Also, what I'll say too is that it's interesting being in the car in like a really, really like nice or like specialty car, because like I've been in the car where someone will like stop and be like, I love your car. What type of car is this? Like a la like stopping when you like somebody's outfit to be like, I love your shoes.
Yeah, it is
Very
a community
much
thing.
like
It is a big
knocking on
community
the
thing with
window.
cars. There are a lot of car community members.
Also crazier, they will take pictures. This person told me
Yeah.
that people will take pictures.
Yeah.
in front of his car. I'm
People
like,
do
this
love
is
cars.
deep.
That's really interesting. Okay, and also speaking on safety, I just have to say it because we're talking about cars. Do not text and drive. Do not drink and drive. I know that when you get a DUI, you have to like use a breathalyzer to start your car
Yeah.
after that point. And
Well, no, not once. You had to have gotten multiple DUIs in order to have that happen.
But I think that every car shouldn't start unless you breathe into it. There would have to be a way that like worked around it so that it was able to be sanitized properly. Maybe everyone has their personalized straw in case you share the car with someone else. But I will just say that I think that there are a lot of people that will have one drink and be like, I'm fine. But if they were to be breathalyzed, they wouldn't be.
There we go. That's the thing. I wish that like there was something where you could be able to like concretely see what is your limit, because when you drink, you're like, I'm okay to drive home because you've driven home like that so many times before, and you're like, I'm okay to drive home. But if you get pulled over and then you get a breathalyzer and they're like, you're over the legal limit, you're like, what? Like, I
Yeah,
feel nothing.
it might not even be intentional. Yeah, and then it can get really dangerous.
And then what's also interesting to me about that is that everywhere serves alcohol. Like most places serve alcohol, but then the US, especially where I live, is not a very walkable place. Like everyone drives everywhere. Everywhere serves alcohol.
Yep.
And then we're like, but don't drive under the influence. What?
Yeah.
It doesn't make sense to me, and I don't really have an answer for that, but it is something to
it is something to look at. And also be
shit.
careful with if you're really tired. That's something that I
that's like
never
equivalent to being drunk.
100%.
There have been studies done that should show that there's been
Yep.
that it's the equivalent of being drunk.
Do you want to say your next pet peeve?
Slow drivers in the far left lane. Get the over. It pisses me off so bad, because there are some times where like I'm not like in a rush anywhere, like I'm not in a mood, I'm like not in a need for speed, and for me the need for speed is like 70 miles an hour on the highway. That's the need for speed. If I'm not like in the need for speed, I'm in the middle lane, I'm in the right lane. Like, why the are you going 62 in the far left lane? I'll kill you. That is the most visceral anger that I feel, is when we are in the express lane and you are just
Express lane.
62 and that's what it is. It's
I
called
know,
the
but it
express
reminds
lane.
me of like the 15 items or less, like if you're in the
Oh
express
yes,
lane.
the express aisle, the express aisle in the
Yeah.
grocery store. No, yeah, that's probably one of my most visceral.
And
pet
that
peeves.
goes hand in hand with my like final statement and biggest pet peeve of them all is I just think, I wish, if there's one thing that I can wish upon everyone listening to this, it is to grant a little more patience with the drivers around you and a little more like understanding, because it's really interesting, because when we're driving, it's like, what an experience of we are all on the road together, like strangers, people of all different places, kinds, going to different places. We are all together on the road driving to one place. So you'd think it'd be a very community feeling, but it isn't. It feels very much every man for themselves on the road, and people are honking and they're saying, get the fuck out of my way, and they're speeding, and they're so rude in a way that they wouldn't be had it be
No.
person to person.
It
And
would
as
not.
someone who's a very, very, very nervous driver, when people honk at me, I cry. When I make mistakes, I get really upset. So if I ever like make a bad call and like turn too early, too late, and people like honk and are like, "F you," I'm already sobbing.
Oh, we were in the car. We were in the car when that happened once. And it fucked her up for a minute. Like, she sat there thinking about it. Like, why would he honk at me? Like,
why would he make
say
me
that to
feel even worse? Like, I feel horrible. And I think people are under the assumption that people are being assholes on purpose. But just like go with that mindset. Like, it was a like, I'm so sorry. Like, you never know what that person's going through. Or like, if that was like a genuine accident. Or like, if I'm trying to make like a 3-way turn and there's somebody coming that's like honking, like, hurry up. I'm like, I'm not trying to take up the time. Like, I'm really stressed out. I'm really sorry if you're in a rush. Like, I'm trying my best. But please, like, grant a little bit of like patience with the people around you on the road and like understand that we're all in it together. Like, let somebody in. If they're making a left turn, let them in. Like, be a little kind and understand the roads would not work if we were all not communicating together. So don't view it as one person on the road, me just trying to get somewhere. It's everybody working together to get where they need to be.
It's interesting because even in what your like final monologue, I'm like, here's what I'll say. Because I did think that I didn't have any more pet peeves. But speaking of letting people in, and this is also a funny story, I really dislike if we have a bunch of signs saying that the road is going to merge into two.
Yes.
And people still continue to go up because they're trying to cut. Inconsiderate and so entitled.
Yes.
And then you're trying to shove your way in.
Unless you are in an emergency where you're
Then
like,
what are you
I'm giving
doing?
birth, something's coming out of me, I need to get somewhere immediately. Do not
What
do
are you
that.
doing? Like, that is so irritating. So this happened once, and this day I was running late. I will admit, I was running late to go get my brows done. And this car was trying to get in, but he did the thing where he waited until the last minute and then tried to cut in. And so I wouldn't let him in. So I like inched up because I was just on one and I'm like, I'm already running late and f you. So I wouldn't let him in. And the second that the light turned green, because we were all at a red light, he laid on his horn because the person behind me let him in. He lays on his horn. And do you want to know what I did? I did this. And do you want to know what? Isabella's face of being like, and it was so out of my character. And immediately, and my nails weren't done. So look at what this looks like. Everyone visually, look at this little baby, teeny tiny child finger. This is humiliating. As soon as I could see through his windows, this grown 45-year-old man, I go like this, no nail. I go, and you've taken it too far. Road rage confuses me so much because I'm like, what are we doing here? Especially like people that are very timely. You have plenty of time to get to the place and you're still like laying on your horn being like, get the fuck out of my way.
It's just that.
What are we doing here?
Yeah,
like,
I like when people see my face after they've like done something really rude. I like to show my face and I like to be like I like to be like, I'm just a baby girl. Like, just remember at the end of the day, like, I'm not a villain. Like, I'm so sorry. And I blow kisses when people let me in on the left. I'm just like, let's put a little more kindness on the road because for whatever reason, there's a lot of anger. But all this is to say, clearly there's a lot to talk about driving.
Simone has put together another famous presentation. If you do not know my last presentation, I mean, I'm not going to call you a fake fan because you guys don't like when I call you fake fans, but
not her using the same format as the last.
The exact same format. Because I was like, watch. I feel like now it's just branding at this point.
That's brilliant.
I literally got the presentation idea from you because literally back when Swipe Talk first started, Isabella would just be like, I have a presentation, everyone. And she would like have a full-blown presentation about different things going on inside of the brand. Yeah. And we would all be sitting there like, what? Yeah. So she inspired me. And this is a presentation about how well we know cars. And what I will say is that, did I put this together? Yes. But did I try to pick cars that like I kind of knew what they were, kind of didn't? Sure. I feel like I cheated. But anyways,
I'm going to be pissed if my cars aren't in there. I'm talking about Herbie Fully Loaded. I'm talking about Lightning McQueen. I'm talking about, what's another famous car?
Do you know what cars? But do you know what cars those are?
A buggy?
A Volkswagen Beetle.
I'm on a way.
Do you know what car this is?
A Volkswagen?
It is.
Okay, the only reason that I know that is because someone recently in my life taught me how to read those little stickers on the front.
Yes. The little stickers on the front. You calling it a sticker is really sending me.
For non-visual listeners, we're looking at like a Hubba Bubba car, like a big mama car, like a car that's not a baby, but it's not a truck.
It's a Volkswagen Tiguan. The next one is a Toyota. Don't tell me this is a Toyota. Oh, this is a RAV4. This is a RAV4,
No,
right?
it should go, cars
right?
should come in Grande, Venti, Trente. Because the rest, like, what? It's either small, medium, large of the brand. You know what I mean? Of the flavor.
It is going to be, okay, so for everyone
Okay.
that's not watching visually, because
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure everyone watches visually for the most part, you're going to want to watch this visually. This is a podcast where, like, shout out to our voices. Beautiful, beautiful ASMR. But this one, you're going to want to watch visually. But we'll try to explain what we're seeing here.
Are there any other car songs? Vroom, vroom. Lightning McQueen.
Okay.
Okay, this is a Mini Cooper, and again, I can read the sticker.
Period!
If you had cut out the sticker, I would call that a bug. Every car that looks like a little baby
But that's
girl
the thing.
is a bug.
But I feel like I couldn't have cut it out because I feel like that would be really fucked up. Because then we would just be sitting here like, what? I know you're not gonna know what this is.
What the is that? Okay, so for the non-visual, in my head, there's the Hubba Bubba mommy car. Then there's the Bugs, which is any car that kind of looks like a cutie little cloud. And then there's like the generic. This is the generic car.
Oh, this is a generic car for you.
Yes. Not the car itself. I can tell it's expensive in luxury, maybe, but like generic in like size. Like it's like what if I was a little kid, I would draw this as a car. Like this is my first semblance of what a car is.
This is an Alfa Romero.
What is that?
And I know it's a
that a
brand.
soccer
I didn't know what
player?
it. No,
sick of
bitch.
this
But
game.
it
I
is a
don't like
foreign.
this
It is a
game.
foreign car.
Oh, foreign car. Okay.
Okay, what is
the
this?
Fuck is this? Okay,
This
so
one
is
threw me for a
This is
loop.
another mommy car. For those
This is
who
a
are
mommy
not
car.
visual.
I agree.
And it has the sticker of like an eagle
Sticker.
of sorts.
By sticker, she means like the branding on the front of the car, on the grill of the car.
What could the eagle represent? I'm just trying to think of any other car brands I know. Okay, there's Honda. Is it a Honda?
Okay. It's not a Honda.
Toyota.
It is not a Toyota.
Prius.
It is not Toyota. Prius is a Toyota. Toyota Prius.
Like that's what an eagle sounds like. So like
I'm gonna tell you, it's a Mazda.
this is a Honda, right? Because of the H.
Period. Yes. Yes. This
And
is
that's
the one I
that's a
gave to you.
generic car. I'm gonna study this so I can solve crime. So don't think I'm
More
a fool and
specifically
don't
for
think you can
Ubers.
put one past me. I'm gonna learn this so that I can be like, it was an RWVP LMO. Okay, so this is not generic. This is what I call like a suave car. So this is when
Okay.
it's like lower to the ground, like a sports car. Like when they're like
This is a
like a
sports
little
car. Or-
hunched. Is this a Ferrari?
Absolutely not a Ferrari.
Oh, I really thought I got it. Is it
Absolutely not a Ferrari.
a Mercedes?
Absolutely not a Mercedes. Look at the, as you call it, the sticker. What
The
sticker
cross.
is that?
It's a cross.
Okay.
Red Cross Society. Hospital
It is not
car.
a Red Cross Society.
It's
It
an
is not
ambulance.
a hospital car. It is
It
not
is
an ambulance.
it's a Chevy.
Oh yeah, because Ford says Ford. I've confused Ford and Chevy my entire life. Even though Ford's emblem says Ford and Chevy is a plus.
Oh, there's another. Oh, okay. I feel like I can see the sticker here. Let's see.
That kind of made this one easy too.
Oh, Nissan.
Yeah.
I could read
Yay!
it.
And
Yay,
that's it.
there's us.
And that's us struggling
Okay.
through this presentation.
Well,
And that's all. You did a lot better than I thought you would. I'm not gonna lie to you.
thank you. I think it's
You
only
really
because
did.
recently people have taught me like the sticker trick.
Sticker trick.
But I'm going to learn it because I understand that it is important to be able to identify different cars. I'm going to learn them,
Okay.
you guys. So you
Okay.
actually can't pull a fast one on me. So don't think you
Isabella, no one thinks they can pull a fast one on
Don't
you.
try
No
to pull
one
a
in this
fast
entire
one on me.
world.
If you want us to do a part 2, let us know because I feel like driving is a very personal thing. Everyone does it very privately and there are a lot of rules of the road and like let us know, comment down below. Next segment, Scream of the Week.
Woo! Okay. I almost have my headstand completely like perfected. Yay! Also, what I want to say to all the sicko perverts on my Instagram story, that Instagram story got a lot more views than it usually does. And I think that it was a bunch of sicko perverts that were there to not see it for reasons of why I posted it. And I'm just going to say that. But I'm
It's
really
me
proud of
sharing
my
it.
headstand.
It's me sending it to everyone I know being like, check this out.
I'm really proud of my headstand.
That's
so.
your Scream of the Week?
About it.
You're wrong. That's not your Scream of the Week.
What's my scream of the week? Oh, my birthday. Thanks, Isabella. Because I was
You're
like,
welcome.
yeah, a headstand is my scream of the week. And
That
my
too.
birthday, it is. Yay! Happy birthday, Simone. Another year of
Make
life.
sure you wish Simone a happy birthday. Message me on Instagram if you want her address so you can send her something. I'll give you her address. I'll give you her social security number. I'll give you her credit card number. Just let me know. Message me on Instagram. Let me know what you want of hers and I'll give it to you.
Period.
I'll even give you some of her clothes if you really want.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much.
My squeam of the week. Monday afternoon apparently is when the hotties are out. All I'll say, if you leave your house Monday afternoon, you'd assume everyone's at work, everyone's busy, la la loopsy. Au contraire, I went out on a Monday afternoon and there were hotties galore. All of these hot people were out and about, the hot boys. I was saying, excusez-moi, would you like my hand in marriage? And they said, no. So that's something. If you're looking for love, leave your house on a Monday afternoon. Secondly, I saw a TikTok of these two girls who, as a joke, started calling spiders friends. So they'd be like, oh my God, there's a friend versus there's a spider. And they said it made them no longer scared of spiders. They're like, now I genuinely am like, oh my God, there's a friend. And it's different. Also, there was a sandwich. It was split into 3 parts. One friend ate one part. Another friend ate another part. Third part is here. I go to eat it and a tiny little giant bug crawls out of it. And I screamed. That's a literal scream of the week. A bug, a big bug, a beetle of sorts crawled out of the sandwich and it was really scary.
That's disgusting, bro. That's disgusting.
I said,
how was that not? Oh, but you're a bug girl. You like bugs.
yeah, and then everyone was like, step on it, step on it, step on it. And I was like, no, I'm going to usher it out of the house. And then all these boys were like trying to step on it. And I was like, can you just leave, give me some space? Can you leave my personal bubble and allow me and Buggy to just usher out of here?
Thank you so much for, I'm literally viscerally disgusted. Thank you guys so much for joining us for yet another episode of Swipe Talk Where Opposites Attract. If you're watching, thank you so much for watching here on YouTube or if you're seeing us on Spotify. And thank you for listening everywhere else that you listen to the podcast. We are quite literally anywhere where you can access podcasts.
Please go follow us over on Snapchat at Swipe Talk. That would mean the world to us. That's where we make the majority of our money for the show. So if you want us to keep going, please, please, please go over there. Give us a subscribe. Throw us a watch throw us a watch. Well, if you're interested in having a personal dating profile review, you can purchase one over on Cameo or just a shout out from the girls.
We are literally everywhere that you can think of. So make sure that you go check us out. And I think that that's all for this week. Thank you guys so much for being here for yet another episode. And we'll see you guys next week.
So grateful for you. Have a lovely week. Love you.
Bye.
Hey, babe, look what devil I am in.